In this class, we will talk about HTML heading and what we will learn in HTML heading and how it is applied into the HTML and what are the advantages and what are sizes of HTML. Basically, we are using heading for making some title or making some paragraph or sentence valuable. It means that we have 6 kind of value into the article or into the text which are displaying on the internet web browser. So a sentence that make most valuable or sentence that targetive or sentence that divided into sections and focusing on some sort of task, we use heading. Okay, and for suppose we have a news and we have 2 to 3 heading for that kind of news as well. So we use this for focusing on some specific task or section, just applying heading on it. For suppose in the examination section we solve a question and we divided question into many parts, but we more summarized to the question with heading, applying heading on it. Okay, now I am coming back how to create code for heading into the HTML. Here into the last class we have created a file just like a hello.html, but now I'm going to create another file for heading. So how do I do this? Just right click on it and go open with notepad. Okay, here I just find out the source code of hello.html web page. Okay, now in this web page I just say that it is HTML heading. Alright, and I just remove this text formattion and I just add heading. I just add h1 and start this element and close this element with h2 here and write something into the heading. For suppose my HTML training course, and in this section I just explain what we learn into the my HTML training course. We will learn HTML full course in very short time. I will line break from here and start it on next page and say that also learn the way of adding images, links, table and much more. Alright, so I just saved it and I'm coming on my page, but we need to save it or save as with next name. For suppose I am going to save it with heading. Alright, into the same folder, and file has been saved as heading and I open it. You can see that a heading h1 is added right here and I line break from here and I use paragraph. When we use paragraph, it automatically comes on next line. If we use another paragraph, if I am going to copy it and paste right here, again same wording and saved it and coming back on Google Chrome and refresh it, you can see that paragraph automatically will come on next line. So keep that thing in your mind, and from where you line break, just add line break element, BR element, as I added into this paragraph. Okay, so now I'm coming back on what in HTML2. Heading 1 is just for largest size, and heading 2 is just for, I made a mistake right here as I added into H2, but I start this tag with H1, it is open tag, and it is close tag with forward slash. Okay, I saved it. I have saved with Control S, or you can go through on file and click on save. File is saved, and coming back on your web browser and just click on refresh it. You can see that I just added here into my HTML training course. So I'm coming back and correct this thing, cut from here, just pressing Ctrl X and Ctrl V for paste, and you can see here I added some space, but into the HTML space is not considerable. We can use so many space here, but it just not considered into the web browser. As I saved it here and coming back here and I refresh it, whatever space I added into it, but it just not counted on web browser. In HTML language, space will not counted. And one thing more, you cannot use, you can use it on one line. It can easily be counted. It's just displaying what is the meaning of these tags. Okay, so it is difficult to understandable for human all code in just one line, and we just got confused what it is for and what is using for. That is why we use on expert level, on professional level, to understand the logic of this source code. That is why we use in on next line, but these lines are not counted on web browser. Okay, I'm going to save it. Control S for save, or you can click on file for save, and coming back here you just refresh it. The work will display same. Alright, and web browser just display the objective of these tags, these elements of HTML, and there is no any blank space are counted on web browser. Okay, so for better purpose we just use it, and for understanding for a human, that is why we use some expert level techniques to understand the logic of code. That is why we use it on next line into the HTML code. Okay, as I can easily understand what it does mean and why we use these tags or element here and here. So this is a one section and this is another section. It is H1 and it is H2. Now coming back on H3, I just copy it, select and copy here, and I just paste right here and convert into heading 3 or H3. Okay, I saved it and coming back on refresh it, you can see that the first heading is largest font size, second heading is similar, more similar, and coming back and we use heading 4. We have 6 heading that we can use Okay, why heading are using 6 headings are using? You know why? Because it gives the attention. For suppose we give attention on heading 1 on first priority. Okay, we just give heading on H2 on second priority, third priority, fourth priority into the section. We have 6 priorities. So I'm going to add them all here and coming back here and coming back here. I start H5 from here and close H5 right here, and as well 6 and 6, and hit save, coming back on web browser and coming on 6. You can see that it is very similar. Heading 6 is very similar into the by default size of font which is used into the web page. Okay, so we have covered heading section and we explained why we use heading and what is the procedure of heading, where we can use heading. Okay, so this file is saved and this is the output of entire file, and I have explained everything about HTML. In next class we will cover next topic. Okay, till that, have a good day. Bye bye.